Have we forgotten just how valuable Amazon is? I think we have, and I have plenty of reasons as to why I think Amazon can go up 30, maybe even 40% by the end of this year alone. But first, I just want to welcome you to this channel. Hi, my name is Brad, and this is Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic, and we made it our mission to help you own it. So if you want to see more videos like this, have some fun while doing it, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, the thumbs up, all that good stuff, because it's everything investing here on this channel. All right, so about Amazon, and this is, you know, we always talk, I think we take Amazon for granted to a certain extent, right? You know, we know how powerful they are, how big they are, but I think sometimes the magnitude and the degree in which Amazon's integrated into our lives, I just don't think that we really grasp that. And it really kind of blew my mind when Jeff Bezos put out his letter last week, his annual letter like he always does. This is his last one, if you guys haven't caught that news. This is just something that really blew my mind, why I think that Amazon, not only from a fundamental standpoint and what I'm about to read off here to you, and why this thing's going to go through the roof this year, but also from a technical standpoint. So make sure you're sticking around to the end of the video because that's going to be very telling as well. So with Jeff Bezos' annual letter, he pointed out some really key, interesting metrics that I thought were just absolutely mind-blowing, okay? So the 28% of Prime members. So if you guys aren't a Prime member, there's 200 million of you that are, so there's probably fewer of you that are watching this channel than not that are a Prime member. So 50 million Prime members signed up to Amazon last year, and that is just mind-blowing. 200 million Prime members now exist within the Amazon ecosystem, and 28%, according to Jeff Bezos, 28% of purchases made on Amazon by Prime users are completed in less than 3 minutes. 200 million people, 30% of them complete a purchase within 3 minutes. Not only that, but 50% of Prime members complete a purchase within 15 minutes. That is just an absolutely insane metric. So you're literally spending 3 minutes on there, and I know who you are. You know you've done this before, right? You've gone on Amazon, you're like, oh, I need to buy, shoes. I need to buy some underwear. I need to do whatever. And then all of a sudden you get redirected and you're like, oh, this TV looks pretty damn awesome. Oh, I need an Xbox? Absolutely, I need that. So we've all been there, and Jeff Bezos, I think, was just kind of bringing a metric to that and what that actually means and what that looks like. I mean, how many of you have gone into a Target or Walmart, and I know you Costco shoppers are the exact same way. You plan on spending $50 and then you come out $400 later and you wonder how that happened. Amazon's just been able to do that and fine tune that in a fraction of the time. It's been absolutely incredible. So that to me, combined with some of the demand that we've seen from the retail numbers that we've saw. I mean, last month in March, numbers came out that retail spending went up 13% month over month, not year over year. That is an incredible number. And the demand for retail shopping and consumer spending is only going to grow from here. So if people are out there spending money on brick and mortar businesses, imagine what how the e-commerce space is going to be impacted. So I just want to keep that in your mind. The other thing is that Jeff Bezos broke down and what that means to the consumer is that Amazon saves a person 75 hours per year through these kinds of efficient online purchases. If you value your time at $10 an hour, which Jeff Bezos said is conservative, so let's just say $10 to keep it easy, but you can imagine that it's probably more than that. That's $750 a year, which means that subscribing to Prime is free at $120 a year and still leaves you with $630 of value. Now, again, as I mentioned, there are 200 million Prime subscribers, which means that these consumers are capturing $126 billion of value for themselves each year. That's just the Prime members. That's not even including people who aren't Prime on Amazon Prime that are still making purchases on the platform. That number captures more value for consumers per year than most companies make in a year. $126 billion to be exact. Damn! That is a staggering number when you think about it. $126 billion of value that Amazon is giving back to their customers for the $120 that they're spending. At $1.7 trillion market cap, Amazon trades at 13 times their annual value to Prime users, which means that is still significantly cheap. That's significantly cheap. And yes, I understand this is valued at $3,400 per share, folks. But don't let that number scare you when you can effectively, potentially make more than 30 to 40% just this year on Amazon based off of this valuation. I think that the potential here is excessive. I think that when you look at just how much you can make percentage-wise, putting the peace of mind that your risk here is actually quite low with upside being quite high, I would much rather buy Amazon than something like something that's super speculative, like a SPAC play or some of these EV plays that we've seen that people think that, oh, I could just buy a bunch of and it's going to go to the moon, no problem. Why wouldn't you want to just grab Amazon with some peace of mind knowing that you're not going to lose 50% of your value tomorrow and you're still going to be able to make 30 to 40% by the end of the year? To me, that just makes sense. Now, I know common sense in the stock market is kind of a rare commodity these days, but I think that when you look at this and just kind of peel the curtain back a little bit and kind of look at Amazon for what it is, this is still an extremely undervalued company, folks. And let's not forget all of the stuff that they have going on with AWS, space travel, everything else that Amazon has going on. This is just a small part of their business, but it is unbelievably huge. And so, as promised, I wanted to kind of give you guys a snapshot of what I'm looking at as far as the chart's concerned, because I think that while we've seen some sideways trading from Amazon for the last 6 months, it is primed for a breakout. Over the last 6 months, we've seen a kind of like this consolidation from people who bought this at $1,600 per share at the beginning of the pandemic after it crashed. As you can see all the way down here, it had a terrible move down at 1626 was the lows, and then it effectively doubled. It more than doubled in another 6 months. So for the last 6 months here, you can see how this is just consolidated. So in my opinion, I think all the people that bought down here at the bottom, I wouldn't say all of them, but most of them probably sold over the last 6 months. And that's why we've been seeing this consolidation. People that have been selling have been followed up with some buyers, and Amazon really hasn't gone below $3,000 that much. And for the last couple of weeks, we've started to see Amazon really pick up some steam. And I think that this is primed for a super breakout. We look at over the last 3 months, two to 3 months, and this has developed a really nice cup and handle pattern, which is also super bullish. It is well above the 50-day and 200-day moving averages. Yes, it's hot on the RSI, but I'm telling you, if we look at this and this gets above $3,500 per share, I don't think we see any more sellers at that point. I think there's going to be a lot of people chasing this up over that $3,500 mark. And as we can see over the last couple of weeks, all of the sellers that we saw over the last 6 months have kind of gone away. There's been a very small amount of red days with Amazon over the last couple of weeks. And I think this is kind of the Amazon's time to shine this year. Right now, it's kind of underperformed the market since the beginning of the year. And I think that we are really primed, no pun intended, to see Amazon catch up and then effectively probably beat the market. Like I said, I think that this has 30 to 40% upside. That means that I see Amazon reaching $4,000 per share this year. I thought that we could see it last year, and then all of a sudden we had this consolidation and then it just went sideways. But I still think that this has tons of potential to hit that $4,000 mark. No problem. And so with that being said, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you own Amazon already? Were you afraid to buy Amazon because of the price point, because you felt like you couldn't afford it? Because I'm telling you that you absolutely can. I'd much rather see somebody buy Amazon than buy something that was super speculative, thinking that they have the potential to go to the moon with whatever money they have in it, and then lose half that value, because we see that all the time, right? The super speculative stuff is stuff that is just really, it's more or less something that you can take a lot of risk on, which is fine. I have no problem when people trade that kind of stuff. But when you look at Amazon and you can visibly see 30 to 40% upside here, it just makes all the sense in the world. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. That's going to do it for me, guys. Make sure that you're liking, subscribing. If you want to see more content like this, we would love to have you guys as a part of the Chaos Crew as well. So you can hit join next to subscribe. You guys are great. I love you. As always, we'll see you all before the bell. B Smith is out.